It's the comedian in me. I have to hold the mic. Bonjour, kananan nito yung mga ganatak. Anigani, kigito and dago. I'm your MC, Jinakate. You could have did better, but this is who you got. This is who you're stuck with. Before we get started, we have a lot of formalities that we want to kind of go through to get the morning started. So if you could just all make a funny face for a second, I'm going to get a nice selfie because it's always important. Could you guys move over and squeeze in a bit? I'm just trying to get a... Perfect. Okay, not bad. I don't know how they always get, you ever notice some people get the really nice photos? I always got like my finger in there, or you've got a funny face. It always never turns out. Oh. I need a selfie, I need a selfie stick. They don't come for Samsung, only, okay, sorry, we're having a conference here. Sorry about that, I got lost about the telephone. So my name is Ron, and I want to welcome you all here today at NOFNEC's number 6. You're here for number 6, this is where it's at. Make a round of applause here. Northern Ontario First Nation Environmental Conference, one of the biggest of its kind, apparently. That's what I'm hearing. I'm saying apparently because I don't know that as an actual fact, and I don't want another community in Alberta phoning and saying, "Hey, ours is bigger," and then I get in trouble. You know, so apparently this is a pretty big conference, and you're all part of it. And what's really cool about it is that it's put on by First Nations people, organized by First Nations people, put on by First Nations people. So I think we should give a round of applause for that. This is our conference. That's awesome. And another thing I think we should do before we get started is we should make some bit noise for the cooks. If you were here for breakfast, if you were able to make it, you're probably very grateful that you had I seen lots of nice bacon there. I didn't get any, but gotta watch my hourglass figure. But let's hear it for the cooks. Make some noise for the cooks way in the back there. So, as part of number 6, when we get started, we like to we don't like to just jump right into presentations. We want to do our introductions and meet different, just a second. Yellow. Yeah. It's kind of awkward at the moment. I'm at a conference, and I left my cell phone on. Yeah, I'm feeling rather embarrassed. The fact I even picked it up is even worse. Yeah, I gotta go because I'm getting really stared. The guy that actually hired me is really kind of ticked. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. I guess there's a teaching in that just happened, and about cell phones interrupting a conference. And I know it's a new technology, and we all love them, especially if we have ADHD and ADD. We're like stuck in them all the time. You'll notice I'll be in here all the time on the phone, but let's do our best to hide these. I'm going to shut mine off right now, if I even know how to operate it. You have to get a younger person to do that. But there we go. I'm going to just, if you're able to, and it's not an entire, a lot of these things we call emergencies probably can wait till 4, unless you're in charge of something and actually have responsibility, unlike me. So you can just. So what I'd like to do to start our morning here is I would like to turn things over to our visiting lady drum group that's here with us, the Nimkiwachu Ikwewa drum group, and they're going to do the welcoming ceremony for all of us, our morning ceremony. And I just hope you all have a great day, and I just wanted to welcome all our professionals that are here today. I want to personally welcome all our grandfathers and grandmothers, Mishomasnanik, Ukumasnanik, Kana Kitchi Anishinabek, all our elders that are here, and all the chiefs, Ogamak, thank you all for coming. And I want to also thank Audrey and start doing personal. Just go right around the room and say hi to everybody. I'm just kidding. I'll take too long. I'm going to turn it over to Audrey Droy and the drum group. And
I was, when I was coming out here, before I even came here this morning, I've been dreaming about this all morning long. And they were telling me not to forget the teachings, you know, the food and the water, the Mishnah Bay. People always put food and water on, giving thanks for their life each and every day. And when I was coming, when I was coming here, I was thinking about everything that was being said to me in my dream state. And I was talking about the importance, you know, that he who sits in that eastern star location, you know, and how well he takes good care of us and on the earth. And then I was thinking about Shawanam, the southern star, you know, that takes care of us, takes care of who we are and the element that we can do always breathe in, chew on. You know, we take all these things for granted. And I was looking to Mungabewan on the evening star. And they were saying, don't forget about Nede, the water. And then I looked to Kuwait now to the north. They said, you know, not to forget about Eshkone and fire. So when I was driving here today, I sent in the Shomas, the big long fire. And I said, she bewitched all the men in my life, all the male aspects of my life. You know, and this beautiful life that we have. And also the male aspect that's inside of each and every one of us. And then I looked over to the west, and there she was, NOFNEC. You know, they're both looking at each other. And I just thought, that's so beautiful, you know? So there she was. So I started honoring all the females in my life. You know, I just, this way of life is so beautiful. First Nations culture, their spirituality. And all of a sudden, just when I got by Chippewa, which is the Ojibwe misinterpreted word, Anishinaabe, big Timberwolf across the north. And I just thought, oh, gee, which, you know, I'm gonna come and sit and be in a big circle in Anishinaabe and with other people, other cultures in this room today. And I want to show my respect by showing the food of our life path, which is this dish right here with the outside birch bark and tobacco. And not to ever forget about our ancestors, the inside bark of the tree. So that's gonna go out for all of our ancestors here today. And I want to invite grandmothers and grandfathers and Ishi Manitoba spirit of all things into the room by singing a song. So I want to say to you too, to always do your part individually, to be kind to Nimrama, to our water, to the air. You know, when we have warmth inside of ourselves, we have that fire and the water inside of ourselves. Don't forget the men, the women, the male and female aspects of our beings and our lives. Love you, Rich. Alright, can you say a few words? She's gonna say a few words. And then the water, because as a life giver, we bring water when we have home ceremonial items. So dancing here for a while. do all the beautiful work that we do, and ask Nishi Manitou to take good care of us while we're doing this work. So I thank you all today, Chimi Witch, and have a great day, and I'll probably see you in a couple of days. All right, Mama Witch.
Okay, thank you again for the lady drum to come and join us. And Audrey Geroy. I don't know if I could let out a sa-sa-kwe like that this early in the morning. That's quite a... Thanks, Audrey. Nikiwachi Kwewik drum group is going to sing a song. noticed some people are looking a little awkward there. You didn't know if you were allowed to clap or not. I seen some kind of like check out your neighbor. They're not clapping. Okay. You don't clap at the drumming. Yeah, no clapping on the drumming. We can clap for the drummers. Go ahead. Give them a round of applause. I hope I didn't break any major protocols there, but what the heck, let's clap for them. Let's do it. Looking for someone, Peter Collins, Gidag Shina. Is he here? No. Is there a representative from Fort William First Nation sent here this morning? I guess it'll be me if there's no one here. Oh, yeah, someone. There we go. Come on up. Sorry, I didn't have you on the paper.
That's all right. I did. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Pelche. I work in economic development at Fort William First Nation. My chief was supposed to be here, but I don't see him, so I thought I'd just take the opportunity to welcome everybody to our territory. I work in economic development, but I thought it was important to come and see what's happening here in the environment and what everybody's talking about and get some input from everybody. Because when we do economic development, I think all of you guys too, there's all these environmental considerations that we've got to take care of, so they kind of work hand in hand. Anyhow, I was just here as a delegate to come and learn, not to give any welcome, but welcome anyway. Have a good day, and hopefully I get to meet everybody. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're just going to keep things rolling here, and I'm going to call up what we call the city chief, the old day now, Mayor Hobbs, come on up.
Thanks very much, Ron. Bonjour, good morning, everyone. It's an honor, excuse me, it's an honor and a privilege to be here in Thunder Bay, and welcome to all those that are out of town. City of Thunder Bay is built on the traditional lands of Fort William First Nation and the Robinson Superior Treaty, and we always have to recognize that. The theme of this conference, I think, is very fitting, and I talk about it everywhere I go. I'm a big environmentalist, mayor first, but very high on the environment, and I think it's incumbent on all of us as leaders to preserve the land for our children and our grandchildren. I think that's the highest priority. I want to recognize the drum also, Audrey. Thank you very much for your great words and very inspirational. All the chiefs and elders that are here, welcome. The City of Thunder Bay, and I'll try and be as brief as I can, are really working on the environment in a big way. Personally, I was a past chair of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, and I'm on that board, and that's an initiative involving 114 mayors around the Great Lakes, St. Lawrence River, and we're looking at all kinds of issues like invasive species, microbeads. That's one of the things that's coming to the fore. The pollution that's been left over the years and currently, invasive species like Asian carp, trying to keep them out of the Great Lakes, keep the microplastics out of the Great Lakes. Algae blooms are a huge, huge issue right now in the Great Lakes, and we're trying to, actually I'm off to Toronto on Monday to meet with the Environment Minister, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. City of Thunder Bay is doing a lot of work on climate change, and for those that don't believe it's here, it's really here. Our temperatures are increasing, and you're probably seeing the effects of that in the far north. We're certainly seeing it in Thunder Bay. In 2012, we had a record flood. We had over 200 millimeters of rain in a short period of time. 5,000 basements were flooded. Our sewage plant was destroyed. We're still building that, and we're still in a state of emergency as a city. And those are the kinds of issues that aren't just hitting Thunder Bay. They're probably hitting, I know they're hitting your northern communities. We've had friends and neighbors from Szechuan, Sandy Lake a couple of years ago. With forest fires, we're seeing an increase in that, an increase in flooding. Thunder Bay is a gracious host to many of your people when we have those disasters. So those are the kinds of things that are on our radar for sure. We just started our climate adaptation resilience plan. It's recognized in the province. We have to mitigate this climate change. We have to be ready for it. Economies are suffering. You know, our budgeting is a mess as a result of our two of our most severe winters. We're about $3 to $4 million in the ditch on just snow removal and winter control. So those are the kinds of things you'll probably be discussing. When we went down to AMO and OGRA, which is meeting with ministers in Toronto, one of our big thrusts was climate change. Talking about things like diesel. You know, we've been meeting with the Minister of Energy and trying to get electrical power up to the north, get off of diesel. It's bad for the environment, and so that's been a big push of ours. We just converted our hydroelectric plant over on the island to advanced biomass. We've got 1 unit on advanced biomass. As you know, coal has been taken off the books now, and we're now looking at a second unit to provide energy on biomass. So there's opportunities there too, economic development opportunities. We signed a historic declaration with Fort William First Nation a couple of years ago, and like the band counselor said, Michael said, you know, we have to look after the environment anytime we're looking at economic development. So, you know, feel free to contact us, contact me, contact our council and our administration, and see what we're doing in the way of environment. And I think we are leaders on it. We've got a long way to go. I want to thank the organizers of this conference. I think this is such an important, it's one of the most important issues that's facing us, our environment and how we're going to leave this planet for our kids. So thank you for your foresight and everything that you do. And enjoy the conference, everyone. If you have time, see the scenery around Thunder Bay, look at our new waterfront, stay away from the casino. They're not giving out much money these days, they're taking lots. But have a great time, Miigwech, enjoy your day. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call up our major sponsor for this event is Mr. Douglas Yon from WSP Canada. If he could come up and let's give him a round of applause. He's supporting this. So.
I'm no comedian, so I won't take the mic. I don't think that's appropriate. I just want to say thank you. Obviously, an acknowledgement to the traditional lands on which I'm currently standing, that of the Fort William First Nation. It's interesting, when I was asked to speak this morning, I tried to think of what am I going to say? What should I espouse? What wonderful things should I say? And I thought, I can't think about that. My son's heading to school this morning, and it's his first time actually walking to his high school. It's a little ways away, and he's a little nervous. And I'm more nervous, obviously, as a dad. So, you know, I kind of, well, maybe I can drop you off. He's like, no, it's okay. I have a friend of mine who's going to meet me halfway, and when I meet my friend, we'll walk together. And as I was listening to the drumming this morning, I thought, that's my message. You're that friend who's meeting my son. So thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me into the community for these next couple days. And thank you for being there for him, for me, and for the environment. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, at this time we are going to do some housekeeping. And I could pretend that I know what's going on here in the big picture, but I really don't. I'm in the dark to a lot of stuff. So I'm going to invite up Lindsay Jupp from Matawa First Nations and Mary B. Kenny from IFNA. You can't hear me? Oh, you can't hear, you can't hear. Mrs. Kenny. I don't know why I'm talking like this in the mic now, but this is really awkward.
Good morning. Ron's not the only one who really doesn't know what's going on. Although we're involved in much of the planning and the content, we really owe it to our
coordinator, conference coordinator, and that's the adventure group. Amanda, Dave, Bruno, and Maria. They really do their best to make sure that everything works and ticks on time here. So just wanted to say that up front. Thank you. I have a script here, but I don't know how to read. NOFNEC, this is the 6th year, and we're happy to be here. We started with a small conference from the Matawa First Nations, and we've grown into more than 10 tribal councils now. We have various representatives, but most of us are within the environment field, and we do our best to put on the content that we've heard from our community members and people that we work with, and I hope that you all have a good event today. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Mary now.
All right. Well, we have 10 tribal councils and organizations this year, which include EZA, Animigun, Zagiegan, and Anishinaabe. Bumose Tribal Council, Independent First Nations Alliance, Kiwetinakokamakanak, Mushkegowak, Matawa First Nations Management, Nokiwan Tribal Council, Pace Platte First Nation, Shibogama First Nation Council, and Windigo First Nations Council. I'm going to read the rest of mine. These organizations represent over 60 communities. During this opening ceremony, you will be introduced to and hear a few words from us, the members of the NOFNEC Organizing Committee. Each member of the committee represents a participating tribal council or community, and it is their hard work and dedication that has made this conference what it is today. Thank you for all your work. And we now have Natalie Popovic from Wendigo First Nations Council and Stu Finn from Shibokama First Nations Council coming up.
Adjust this a little bit. Good morning. My name is Stu, and I'm here with the Shibogama First Nations Council. I'm proud to say that of our 5 communities, we have representation from 4 of them. And this is my first year on the committee, and I just want to say that I'm proud to be part of this. The idea behind NOFNEC is that by gathering together the many environmental professionals who work in the northern communities, we can gain and share knowledge and experiences. Together, we can all build skills and capacity required to maintain the balance between resource, infrastructure, and community development, and the protection of our lands.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good to see familiar faces again. I'm Natalie Popovich from Wendigo First Nations Council. I'm a Resource Development Advisor with the Tribal Council. And I've been on the committee for a few years now. It's a good team to work with. We work well together, and every year we try to bring to you more and more from the feedback that we get from you. So remember that feedback is important to help us plan forward. Northern Ontario First Nation communities often face environmental issues not seen in other parts of the province. So NOFNEC was started with the purpose of trying to address some of these specific issues. This year's conference is going to cover a wide variety of topics in the area of values protection, environmental operations and maintenance, and resource management. These areas will be explored in depth throughout the year's event. I'm going to introduce Chris Price from Bemose Tribal Council and Armanda Simone from Kiwetinokokamakanak.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Price. I'm with the Bemose Tribal Council out of Kenora. I assist 10 First Nations in the Treaty 3 area with respect to the environmental issues, housing and infrastructure projects. Today there are greater demands on the environment. Resource development is a priority, but also poses risks. Finding a balance is the key. Here at NOFNEC, First Nations environment professionals, industry, and government come together to share and develop ways to not only protect values, but improve lives for First Nations today and in the future. This year's trade show on Wednesday contains 22 exhibitors representing both government and industry. Please take the time to visit each and every one of them during tomorrow's trade show event. There is much to learn, see, and do. We would like to say thank you to all of our exhibitors. Every one of them are important resources, are excellent contacts, and can help provide solutions to your community. Visit them and learn how they can help your community move forward environmentally. We all know that an event like NOFNEC cannot happen without the support of funders. Join us in making this happen for all their help in making NOFNEC a reality, and moreover, the success it is today. This year's funders include the Ministry of Northern Development and Mines, Aboriginal Affairs in Northern Development Canada, the Ministry of Natural Resources, and Health Canada.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Armanda Simon. I work with Northern Chiefs. This is my second year with NOFNEC. Very much happy to be here again. I'm going to read off a couple of things here, a few thanks I got to send out. So NOFNEC has an impressive support from industry as well. There are those in the private sector who reach out with financial support every year. These sponsors are companies who are involved with First Nation communities and tribal councils. They know that events like these are costly to put together, but are extremely important and absolute necessity, and especially here in the North. Their investments is just one way that they show their appreciation for the work that they receive and perform on behalf of First Nation communities and tribal councils throughout the Northern Ontario. So this year's thanks to the 2015 event sponsors are Rushing Water sponsors, WSP Canada, Flowing River sponsors, IESO, Independent Electricity Systems Operator, Running Creek sponsor, and Bauer Electric. We would also like to thank the tribal councils' participation, the community representatives that also participated in organizing this event. And it's because of all of you that the groups of NOFNEC has become such a successful and anticipated event. All right, so I'd like to introduce the next committee members. Bobby Lee Bannon from Nokiwan Tribal Council and Debbie King from Pays Plat First Nation.
Hello, good morning. My name is Bobby Lee Bannon. I'm with Nokiwan Tribal Council. I'm their environmental technologist intern. This year's conference theme is Protecting Values and Improving Lives. This theme's focus of the information that will be delivered and shared during this event. As environmental professionals, the work we do has a direct impact on both our communities, residents, and the environment. Over the next few days, we will gain knowledge and learn best practices to help protect our First Nations and the environment values, which will then turn help improve our lives and our people in the communities where we live for generations to come. Please keep this year's theme in mind throughout the conference. There are many things to look forward to over the next few days. Today we will feature workshops regarding species at risk, capacity building for energy planning, and even a waste oil furnace tour. Tonight there will be a gala dinner starting at 5:15 back in this room, complete with live entertainment featuring our MC, Ron Kanuski, and his comedy is something you don't want to miss. Tomorrow we'll feature a trade show for the first time poster sessions that will highlight community projects and achievements in the First Nations communities. The poster sessions commence at 9 a.m. and the trade show starts at 10:45. Also tomorrow evening there will be bingo, so you'll be able to win prizes, and also be a marshmallow roast at the bonfire. Thursday's highlight will include presentations on environmental monitoring, on-site sewage systems, a field trip, and the Bioenergy Learning and Research Center, and much, much more. Thank you. This is my first year, so I'm a little shaky. And I'll give it over to Deb.
Thanks, Bobby. Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie King. This is my first year as well on the NOFNEC committee, and I'm just really proud to be here. I'm representing Pays Plat First Nation. I'm the environmental technician there. I'm just going to talk a little bit about our dotmocracy. So take part in our dotmocracy. It is a simple method for recognizing points of agreement among a large number of people throughout, throughout the conference. You will find dotmocracy posters with questions on them. Under each question, you will find a list of possible answers to each question. All you have to do is choose the answer you agree with the most. By using a dotmocracy, we can ensure that everyone's opinion is voiced and recognized. Be sure to get your dots up on the boards. We would like to express our gratitude to the speakers who have worked hard to prepare for this event. Let us show them our appreciation with our attendance and our attention. The primary reason for being here is to learn. Our workshop leaders will be our teachers for the next 3 days, so let's make sure we soak in the knowledge that these people have taken so much time to prepare for our benefit. Next, I'm going to introduce Alice Sassine with AZA and Kim Rosen from Mushkegowuk Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Alice Sassines from Nimigosagigan and Anishinaabe. I'm a counselor there with the Environment Portfolio. Due to the overwhelming response to NOFNEC this year, we are unable to accommodate everyone at the Nor'wester. However, there is rooms available at the Valhalla Inn. Be aware that there are shuttle buses available to pick you up and bring you to the Nor'wester each morning, starting at 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. If this is your only mode of transportation, please don't miss the bus. Throughout the conference, we have a camera crew doing footage for a film, a video, and we would appreciate everybody participating. So if you want to be a movie star, just participate in the interviews. However, if you don't want to be, just let the camera crew or the conference organizers know, and they'll try to accommodate your request not to be filmed. So many organizations have contributed significantly to our Passport to Prizes attendance draw, as you'll notice on the side. The prizes will be on display throughout the conference, and to win, you need to get your Passport to Prizes card punched at the end of every workshop. And complete the survey on Thursday for your final punch. You need to be present at each venue to get that card punched, and at the end of the conference, fill out the back of the card and hand it in for the draw. Prizes will be drawn at the closing ceremonies, and you must have a completed card, and you must be in attendance to win.
Hi everyone, my name is Kim Rosen. I'm a representative of Mushkegowuk Council, and I'm very proud to say that this is my first year, and the first year Mushkegowuk has sponsored communities, and I see a lot of faces from Mushkegowuk, so I'm really happy about that. Conference badges have been provided for each delegate. Right here. Please remember to wear your badge throughout the conference. Besides being a friendly identifier, your name badge is your pass into the workshops and other conference events. Upon registration, all delegates received a delegate package and conference manual. Your agenda is located in the center section of the manual. It is your guide to all of the activities and workshops happening throughout the conference. Throughout the conference coordinators will staff a conference services office. The office is located in the Mackenzie Room B on the 2nd floor. Should you need any assistance or have any questions, don't hesitate to drop by the conference services office. Meal tickets have been provided in your conference delegate bag. Please note that each ticket is dated and specifies the meal for which it is attended. Simply present the ticket at each meal to the staff or attendant present. If you have any other conference-related questions, look to your conference manuals for the answers, or you can check in with the organizing committee, that's us at the table, or the conference coordinators from the adventure group upstairs in the Mackenzie Room. That is it for housekeeping notes. On behalf of the organizing committee, we wish that each and every one of you have a great conference. Thank you.
A large amount of notes here that somebody's, gotta make sure I don't read all that. So at this time, I would like to thank our organizing committee for this year, for 2015. This is the table right here. So let's hear it for Kim, Stu, Chris, Natalie, Mrs. Kenny, Lindsay, Bobby Lee, Debbie, and Alice. Sorry, my parents always said that. You have to treat people with respect when they're your elders, so I have to call you Mrs. Kenny. You're always going to be Mrs. Kenny today, sorry. I know sometimes some people have a little difficulty getting to the different presentations on time, And I know you love the prizes, so I'll have one of these babies handy for at least the first day. You can swing by for $10. I give it a little, for a couple, you know, you might be missing. In advance, it gets you in the event. One person lost theirs. Actually, Armanda needs to lose hers because she's practically hurt herself. So we're gonna have a WSIB claim here because she injured herself with the hole puncher. We have a video that's coming up here for it shortly, as soon as this gentleman hits the button. Our intro video for this year's event. So we're gonna turn that over to our technician.
Why are we here? Why is it that so many of you have traveled long distances to attend NOFNEC 2015? Is protecting the environment in First Nations different from protecting the environment anywhere else on the planet? Why is the environment so important to northern communities? If not us, then who will look out for First Nation communities in the face of unprecedented resource development, unparalleled climate change, and concerns over the sustainability and health of our communities, traditional lands, and our future generations? The answers to these questions lay in the fact that First Nations people have always been stewards of the land. They have always had a strong connection to the air, earth, and water. Long before the current environmental movement, First Nation people were one with the land, intrinsically linked to the environment, and as a result, were amongst the original environmentalists concerned with the Earth's well-being. The responsibility to provide for future generations cannot be taken lightly. You are at the forefront of this dialogue and are dealing with these environmental issues in your communities. Everyone here has a responsibility and a role in helping ensure First Nations deal with the environment's responsibility. We are also charged with ensuring that those who wish to develop resources and industry on our traditional lands do so with respect and in conjunction with First Nations. Inevitably, it is our communities and people that will be affected by those developments long after industry has moved on. This conference is the tool for Northern First Nation leaders and professionals dealing with environmental issues to network with each other, learn best practices, and strategize solutions that respect both the earth and the need for economic development. Both goals can be achieved when we work together. NOFNEC 2015 is the premier venue for bringing communities, industry, and government together to explore ways of moving forward together. This year's theme reminds us why we need each other. Our theme? Protecting values, improving lives. It clearly states our mutual goals and objectives when it comes to both the environmental health and prosperity of our communities. At this conference, there is much to learn in the areas of protecting our values, environmental O&M, and resource management. This year's agenda is meant to provide as much information to First Nation delegates as possible. In Northern Ontario, learning opportunities are less frequent and more expensive to access. It is the goal of NOFNEC 2015 to present First Nation professionals with the tools, learning, and resources required to effectively manage environmental issues in their communities with the most up-to-date information and best practices available. The environment is a big issue throughout the world today. For First Nations, it has always been an important part of the very culture of our society. In many ways, we are left alone to deal with the impact of what others have done to the environment over the years. As stewards of the land, and as those who live in and off the land, First Nations need to be on the front lines of this issue. It is our respect for Mother Earth that guides us, our dependence on her for sustenance, our love for her as the place we choose to live, work, and play. Like all people, we want a sustainable future. We also want a viable future. As First Nations, we believe that both of these goals can be accomplished together. For the future of our communities and for future generations, it is important that we take a pivotal and active role in ensuring the health of the earth. We know more than anyone that her health will ensure access to life-giving resources for years to come. As delegates, we encourage you to take in the information at this year's conference. We ask you to share it in your communities with those who can affect change. Lastly, we ask you to act upon the things you learned during this year's conference. The information provided here is meant to help us all achieve our mutual goals of protecting values and improving lives.
Okay, at this time, again, I want to welcome you to NOFNEC number 6. So I hope you're going to have a great 3 days together. Again, thank the committee for putting on such a great event. And I think we've got a great opportunity here to come together and share and to learn and develop and work towards motivating positive change for our communities in northwestern Ontario. So with that, I believe they are asking everybody to go out to the back lawn. They want to do a delegate picture and immediately after that we are going to be taking a little break and then we're going to be returning in here for